And happy Halloween, YouTube land. I'm back again with another double build Halloween review, and I'm going to be reviewing Hostel and Scooby-Doo. Okay, first one. So I hit these two back to back. Okay, so let's start with the first one. First movie, Hostel. Okay, this one is directed by Eli Roth. This is the the director's cut. I saw, and it's unrated, but let me see here. I saw both versions, but I've seen like the original unrated version like a few times now already. So this is the first time I saw it with some special director's ending, um, and the ending is different. Maybe I'll talk about it at the end a little bit just to so there's no to kind of keep it spoiler free. So it's one of those. This is Quentin Tarantino presents, and written and directed by Eli Roth. Welcome to your worst nightmare. Okay, so it starts off. There's three friends: Paxton. Here it is. Paxton, Josh, and then there's some other guy, like a Russian guy. I can't remember his name. They're in the hell place is this, anyways? Stock with Eastern European women, somewhere in Eastern Europe. I can't remember now. God damn it! But they're somewhere in Eastern Europe, and they're just there to basically they're college students, and they're basically there just to party, get high. You know what? It might be in Amsterdam because it's legal to smoke weed there. So that's what they're basically doing. And then to hear about this place in what is it? I think it's like Bratislava. You go there, and they say this one guy directs them there and says, it's where all the most beautiful women hang out. As a matter of fact, he's flipping through pictures on his phone, showing them these pictures of the women that he's with, and these people are like very open. I mean, there's a man and woman screwing on a bed right in front of that guy, and in front of these other three guys, the three college students. I think two of my college students. The other Russian guy, I don't think because he has a kid. Um, just right in front of them. So they get on the train, and then there they meet this guy who is wearing glasses, um, and he always wanted to be a surgeon, but he's went into something else instead. He went into business, um, and he's just talking with them, saying that oh, okay, you're gonna go to Bratislava because to score some women. Uh, and then he puts his hand on Josh is his name, I think. Josh's thigh, and then he thought maybe he's gay or something, so he says, "What the fuck you doing? Get off me!" Okay, and then it's scares him off, and then he goes off. So they're there now, and this place is just some rundown, shitty neighborhood. And then they stay in this hostel, which is like a cheap motel down in those parts, and they meet this two Japanese women that are friends. Just kind of like become casual acquaintance, and they stay in this room, and in their room they have to share it with these. There's two other women in there. Wait a minute, was there two or was there three? Because what did the Russian guy go with? I think there's two. Yeah, it's two women, and they say we're gonna go. We're gonna go for a swim, and go into the sauna. So come join us. So then they join them, topless. There's some nice nudity in this film too, guys. And then they're partying for a while. The Russian guy goes off somewhere, and then the next day they don't hear from him anymore. They get a message on the phone saying, "I go home." Okay, his face is just just like this. It says, "I go home." It's pretty obvious that. Well, anyways, um, and then we cut to a scene where you just see the Russian guy's head. He's beheaded. Okay, so they don't know any better. Okay, so their friends are wondering what the fuck's going on here. Sorry. I'm going to try to keep this clean, guys, because it's a little bit too late for that. Because I'm pairing it up with Scooby-Doo, and just in case kids watch it. I'm very I'm very sorry about this. I'm going to try to keep it clean. Just kind of disregard the words. I beg your pardon. Okay, I'm sorry. Um, where was I? Oh yeah. So and then even the Japanese girl, her friend's missing too. So they're wondering, because before the I Go Home picture, they were sent a picture where it's those two, the Russian guy and the Japanese woman, they went off somewhere, is what the picture insinuates. But then Paxton says that's impossible. He's not into Asian women. No offense, okay, tells her. And then okay, now we get back to what I was talking about. When you just see I Go Home, that picture. Um, so then now they go to the club again with those women, and then Josh, uh, the girl that he's with, slips him like a roofie or something, like a date rape drug, and he goes back to his room, and she walks him up there, and then that's when some guy carries him out of there. Um, the next thing you know, he's being tortured by that same guy that they met on the train, the glasses guy who he always wanted to be a surgeon, but he went into business instead. And he's doing things like taking a electric drill and drilling it through his thighs and into his chest. Uh, I'm sorry, guys, but there's not much to this film. It's just all torture. But if that's what you're in for it, you just want to see that. And it just, for some reason, I'm cracking up here because it's just kind of like, I don't know, just the whole premise is ridiculous to me. But um, yeah. So, anyways, um, and then I'm gonna kind of go into detail on what he does to this guy. He pulls his mask off, and then the guy Josh sees that it's him. It's like, why are you doing this? You have a kid and everything. Because I always wanted to be a surgeon, but my hands shake, so I do this instead. And this guy's a weird guy. He's talking about how when they first met him, eating salad with his food, and he believes man is all like primal and everything, and all about getting back to basics. And then he says, "Let me go." He goes, "Okay." "Oh, you want to go? Okay, I'll let you go." He takes the knife, and you see him bend down. Similar to when I bend down. You wonder what the heck is going on here, right? It's because I'm grabbing stuff. But he cuts something, and it causes him to scream, and then he takes off the handcuffs, and he walks away. And when he stands up and he goes to leave, you find out, like your heel, but just above your heel, um, it's cut, so it's open like a mouth. Okay, you get it? He cut it in a way like just above the heel, so it's slit across on both left and right. Both on both of his feet, but just above. So it opens up and he can't run, so he's crawling. And then the next thing you see is he comes up behind him, and I think he slits his throat. So now Paxton is, which is played by Jay Hernandez, by the way, is just running around crazy trying to look for him. And what ends up happening is, he encounters a woman again, and one of the, in a bar, and then she and that henchman. I mean, come on, you got to be smarter than that, okay? You see, they're laughing, they're not taking it too seriously. They go to the art show. They don't even like art, okay? That's already suspicious. Who is this henchman that they're with? You see that it's these two women. Who is this guy? He's very shady looking. And you get into the car and you go to this place. Already, it's a red flag. You see that it's the same. You notice is this like the chimney thing, like the same as the picture. Um, and the place is just completely dilapidated. It's like almost like abandoned, like in the process of being torn down, rubble everywhere. So how can you not know that this is not really where an art show is taking place? He gets captured, and we'll leave it at that, and things happen. Okay, so now I'll this is kind of a, you know what? okay, I'll keep it general about with the alternate ending. A lot of you folks who have seen this already know how it ends, but if you have not seen the alternate ending, it's has to do with a kid being kidnapped. And let me just end it like that. There's nothing grotesque in the sense of you know, like gore and stuff like that. Whereas in the original version, there was gore at the end. Okay, so um, if you just want to watch this film for like just the violence and stuff like that, because that's the violence is there. You know, unlike you know, certain other films where it shows things that are graphic, as you know, like my dear pals, you know, like Aaron and TJ and various others. The violence in certain films, like let's say Inside Martyrs, isn't there just to be violent or just to shock you. It's there because that's a real depiction. Well, that is true with here, with this too, in a way. But the whole thing is, it's like the whole film is the point of the film is to showcase that. It is like the highlight of the film. And because of that, it does crack me up. It's come off as comical to me. Okay, I was eating my salad while I was watching this. Normally, I eat my steaks, you know, ribs and like you know, lobsters. But you know, I'm trying to cut back now, and you know, I gotta conserve my money and spend it a little bit wisely. And I'm trying to eat more vegetables. You know, taking a page off of Tina B. So yeah, so there's that. Um, Now let's get to the second film that I watched right after it is Scooby-Doo. Okay, the first one. I love Scooby. Okay, guys. I got the complete original series right there in that van thing, if you can make it out. That's the Mystery Machine. Sure it's not the really cool thing that Aaron Pin has, where it's the actual plastic Mystery Machine with the wheels. That is very cool to have if I'm able to find it. But, you know, the important thing is I have the complete original series. I still got to get like the Dynamite Hours, the movies and stuff like that. You know, Scooby-Doo the movies where they had celebrity guests like Batman and Robin, you know, Harlem Globetrotters and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah. So I've always been a fan of Scooby, and I loved both of these films. What's cool about this, guys, is it's in two separate Blu-rays. Okay, so it's not shared on one disc, so the bit rate and the quality is very, you know, much better than. I'll get to the picture quality in these later. Which it's very good, but just not, you know, not completely eye popping or anything, but still quite good. Um, so it starts off where the gang is stopping some ghost at the beginning in some kind of warehouse, and they eventually, you know, as per usual, how it is, you know, Fred has a trap set up, and Scooby and Shaggy, you know, mess everything up, and but somehow, you know, the ones who caused the mess up, Scooby and Shaggy, are the ones that happen to kind of fix the problem, you know, somehow, and he capture the ghost and they unmask him. Uh, the gang is kind of getting, well, really, it's Velma and Daphne that have become kind of jealous that Fred has been taking all the spotlight, because whenever the reporters come, you know, he's kind of taking the credit for everything. So they disband and kind of go on their, you know, their separate ways. You know what I forgot? My mouth is getting a little dry. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. I'm back. Yep. Sorry, I had to get this because yeah, that's why I saved this. So yeah, as I was saying, should I want to kind of go solo? They each get some mysterious letter to go to some spooky amusement park, and so they all kind of meet up at the airport, not knowing that, that you know, everyone else was invited. Um, so they get there, and I forgot the actor's name, Mr. Bean. What was his name? The Mr. Bean guy, Rowan Atkinson. Okay, he's the one that hired them. That he's saying, you know what? Look at this. You know, when they disembark from the boat. Look at these kids right here, these college students. that are just coming in. They're rowdy, you know, okay, and they're, you know, just like what college students are supposed to be, I suppose. And then I look at the ones going home, and they're all like militarized, and they're all, but at the same time, they're talking, yo, 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 what's up, dog? Yeah, talking like that, but at the same time, kind of civilized. Um, okay, so they each kind of still go their separate ways to try to see who can solve it first, and eventually it leads to them kind of coming back together and taking back their old positions, and doing what they do best. Okay, Velma doing all the scientific work, Daphne doing her thing, doing the respective roles when they kind of get back together, because it eventually leads to this funhouse, and that's when they kind of combine their skills again to try to get out of it. There is kind of a twist in this film. As a matter of fact, too, there's even also a flashback with, if you guys know Scrappy-Doo, he's in it. There's a funny scene in that funny moment in that flashback where Scrappy wants to become the leader, and he's just standing standing right here, like I think his hands are up like that, standing on the dashboard, and he begins peeing on Daphne, and then Fred's like, "What did we say? No peeing on Daphne." And then he says, "It was an accident. No, you were marking your territory." Okay, great stuff. Now, what I have to say about the performances, the best ones by far were, in addition to Scooby, but he doesn't really count because he's CG anyways, and Scooby's always been an animated character. But I would have to say Matthew Lillard as Shaggy, and Linda Cardellini as Velma were the best. And Sarah Michelle Gellar was still good in her respective role, a little different than you know how her animated counterpart is. But it's like Matthew Lillard and Velma, and then I would have to say uh, Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne. Fred, he was just, I guess there's not really much you can say. He almost came off like almost, what do you call those people? Kind of like a ditzy kind of guy, if you know what I mean. Whereas I think Fred is supposed to be like he's the brains. I know he's coming up with the traps and stuff like that, but in the cartoon, he's more of like the leader and not quite so dumb. At least I don't think so. But he was probably not. He's still okay, but if not for the other three, particularly Matthew Lillard and Linda Cardellini, they're the ones that really kind of really give it that Scooby feel, or most true to how they were animated, and of course Scooby being in there. I absolutely love this one, guys. Yeah, what can I say? I was laughing hysterically at the moments. Velma, not Velma, but Daphne gets a really cool fight sequence. Sarah Michelle Gellar, uh, who's Buffy the Vampire Slayer, who is in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Buffy. Um, so I'm sure some of those skills kind of came into play. I saw a little bit of the behind the scenes of the fighting on here, and it's really cool. They had a Chinese guy. I forgot who it was, who kind of helped choreograph the whole thing, and it was really all them, just on wire work, and the guy who's doing wrestling. So it's like wrestling versus like martial arts. You know what I mean? And it was really cool. And it was just all them, and you can really see it. Okay, it says here. You know what? Yeah, I'll read it now, and then when I do the second one later on tomorrow, I won't have to read it again, I guess. Laughs and scares aplenty are unleashed in two popular live-action computer animation romps featuring Fred, Daphne, Shaggy, and Velma, and that canine do. Mystery Inc. reunites in Scooby-Doo to solve the ghostly goings-on at Spooky Island Resort. Oh, and then it goes into Scooby-Doo, and I'll just stop right there so I can still, read for, the second one later. And the features weren't really all that great, really. It seems like it was just like some stock stuff, nothing really special, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. For this one, for Hostel, college friends Paxton and Josh are lured by a fellow traveler to what's described as a nirvana for American backpackers. A particular hostel in an out-of-the-way Slovakian town stocked with Eastern European women as desperate as they are gorgeous. The two friends arrive and soon easily pair off with exotic beauties Natalia and, Jesus, Svetlana. In fact, too easily. Initially distracted by the good time they're having, the two Americans quickly find themselves trapped in an increasingly sinister situation that they will discover is as wide and as deep as the darkest, sickest recesses of human nature itself, if they survive. There's just a crap ton of special features here. We got director's commentary with Eli Roth, directors and executive producers commentary, directors and producers commentary, directors and guest commentary, Hostel Dissection 3-part featurette, Kill the Car, multi-angle interactive features, all new director's cut ending, and some music video, sound set design, an Icelandic meal with Eithor Gundan Johnson featurette, K&B Effects featurette, interview with director Takashi Malik, Hostel Dismembered, International, okay, yeah, that's, the treatment radio interview with Eli Roth. So there we go. I saw none of them. I don't know. I may check it out someday, but it's not really too important to me to check out how they made it. Okay, so this is my review for, I'm gonna title this a Scooby-Dooby, Scooby-Dooby Hostel review. Okay, so tomorrow I'm gonna review Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, and Hostel 2, and I'm gonna call it Scooby-Doo 2 Hostel Unleashed. Okay, get it? So there we go. And I didn't get my final score. See, I tend to forget that sometimes. I was going to talk, just say about the quick picture quality. Yeah, this one is very good. There was really no crushing. I could, even in the dark sequences, you could really see everything. So very, very nice very, very nice PQ and AQ on this one. And this one's also good. Like I said, though, nothing that would really, knock your socks off, or, it's not really like eye-popping or anything, but still very, very good. Final score for Hostel. Here's the thing. I'm gonna give it a generous 2.75, just because, it's really a dumb plot, and the whole thing is just really seeing these three kids act like idiots, getting laid, attempting to get laid, I should say, and getting high. And that's really it. I think the second one is a far superior film. It has a very strong female lead, and I love that. And I'll talk more about that in the review of it tomorrow. So a generous 2.75, very slightly above average. Now, for Scooby-Doo 1, absolutely loved it, and I also love the second one. I don't know. I may like the second one slightly more than the first. I don't know. We'll have to see when I rewatch it tomorrow. I would give Scooby-Doo... Oh, the heck with it. I'm going to give it... And I know a lot of folks may disagree. I'm going to give it... I'll give it a... Do I want to do that? I'll give it I'll give it a solid 4. That's it. I'll give it 4 stars out of 5. So 2.75 out of 5 for Hostel, and 4 out of 5 for Scooby-Doo. So there we go. Hope you guys enjoy this review. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Go check out the Horror Globe. Check out everyone involved with the Globe. It should be getting active anytime soon. Hopefully, I gave the passwords and the count to folks, so that are members of the Globe. So hopefully, we're going to see some stuff come up. So subscribe to the Globe and everyone involved in the Globe. Thank you guys for watching, and happy Halloween. And right now, it's I forgot to mention that. Yeah, it's October 17th, 1:18 a.m.